Hello everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle beat Luton 3-1 in the FA Cup. So first of all, Rob, we'll start with the lineups. Quite strong from Rafa Benitez.
Quite strong except for one.
For the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you make of Women's debut?
Awful. What did he do right instead of what did he do wrong? There was more he did wrong than what he did right. He had a warning in the first 10 minutes where they almost scored, and then he gives away the goal in the second half, and it was just sort of predictable. I mean, he's not ready for any sort of game.
Do you think it's in his nerves? Do you think it's...
I can't understand what it's nerves, because people are saying it's like a different level, or he's just young. He's won the World Cup with England, and it's not like we're playing a major opposition. It's only Luton Town. I mean, you can't. Yeah. If he's not ready now, he's not going to be ready in 2 or 3 years' time. So.
Yeah, what do you make of the performance? So in the first half, we went in 3-0 at half time. So you'd think it was a good performance, but I think we started pretty badly.
Richie, awful. Who else? Perez, awful. Shelby, all right.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one, was it? Do you think it's, again, showing that this squad just isn't good enough?
It's not like we're not good enough, it's just people are making poor decisions. Perez and Richie can't get the ball out of their feet. Perez was brought down in the box. It would have been a penalty if he got the ball away from his feet, but because he's just standing over it like that, it's easy to knock the ball away. If you knew if you knew how to get the ball away from your feet, you can then, if you get challenged, then it's a penalty. But just slow. It's frustrating because he's supposed to be a good, skillful player, but he just stood there in the box doing nothing. It's irritating.
Yeah, I think it's disheartening because I looked at that team and I thought, apart from the goalkeeper, it's pretty much our strongest lineup, and it wasn't convincing. I think 3-1's actually harsh on Luton because they had a chance. There was the offside goal as well. Do you think they deserve to get more?
Definitely, they could have easily won or drawn that, but fortunately Mo Diarmi actually played very well when he came on. Savvy didn't do much wrong, and the defence as a whole wasn't too bad, but we don't seem to be able to hit the target. We didn't have I can't remember having a single shot on target in the second half. Everybody was blowing it wide. Just frustrating, really, isn't it?
So moving forwards, we've got Swansea next, and obviously it's January, transfers, all that stuff. Who do we need to bring in and why?
I said in the last transfer window we don't need to bring in anyone, and I still believe we don't need to bring in anyone.
Really?
Well, how many teams are below us in the league table? 7?
Yeah, 7, right? 13.
7. We've only been in the relegation zone for 1 week since we got out of it, and the players we signed, everyone at the Tottenham game said we need more signings, we need a striker. Hosselu came in, oh great, and now we're back to Gale, who's scoring goals. Hang on a minute, you all said we needed a striker. No one said Gale's good enough at the start of the season, but now everyone's calling for Gale to start. It's confusing.
Well, yeah, I think it's, our top goal scorer I think is now Perez with 4. You know, you can still see the argument that we don't have the quality there, and you were saying that some of the players are just not, they weren't good enough today.
They weren't, but we've got replacements. It's not like Richie's the only winger. It's not like Shelby's the only midfielder. We've got other players who are playing better than them at the moment, but Richie needs to be dropped for Swansea. We'll play Atsu instead of him. Murphy played a really good game again today, but just not good enough, simply not good enough for some of these players, but they're good enough to come off the bench. They think they're good enough to start, but they're not. They're just flat track bullies. They were good enough in the Championship and they bossed it, and now the tempo's increased and they can't keep up.
Moving on to just the takeover, just as a final thought, you know, we've seen conflicting stories about if it's happening, if it's not happening. What do you make of the whole situation? Do you think it will actually happen?
I said it in the video of Lee, Newcastle United will not be bought until we are safe. As soon as we get 40 points and we can look to the next transfer window, that's when we'll be bought. For now, we stick with Ashley, that's all we've got. Why would Amanda Staveley buy a club that's threatened by relegation? Why would you do it? Would you do it? If you had 300 million to spend and say you were spending it on West Ham, would you go and spend 300 million on West Ham to buy the club now?
That's a good point. It's a very good point.
You wouldn't, because it's a threat to your money, isn't it? If you go down, then your assets are halved. Why would Amanda Staveley buy the club now? It's pointless. You might as well wait until you get 30, 40 points and then look to get the club sold, but it's not going to happen now. No chance.
All right. Cheers, man.